So here's a quick one that perfectly demonstrates the saying that misery loves company. And oftentimes when it comes to the gals, if they aren't happy in their lives or their relationships, or they're single and hating it, they're going to oftentimes sabotage the relationship of their girlfriends or female family members because they want everyone to be miserable just like them. And this story here, this woman's sister seduces and hooks up with her fiance while she was introducing him to the family for the first time, supposedly. Title: I took my fiance home to meet my family and left with no fiance. Says I, a 30-year-old female, got engaged in March of this year to E, a 31-year-old male, that I'd been dating for the last 3 years. It was heavenly bliss until I introduced him to my family. We went back home to meet my family as it was important to me for him to get their blessing. I didn't care either way, but I did it to make him happy. Everyone was welcoming of him and seemed generally happy for us. Before the trip was over, my eldest brother suggested a sibling/partner's camping trip in a cabin up north to bond and get to know my fiance away from our parents. I was reluctant at first, as I typically don't spend much time back home, but eventually I agreed. The trip was going well, so I let my guard down and decided to enjoy being in the mountains with my siblings. However, the day before the trip was over, everything changed. My sister and her husband were on their 17th argument of the day, and it was only 11 o'clock in the morning. Her husband stormed out, and she stayed there just crying. Well, it takes two to fight and argue and all that. And there she is crying. I want attention. I don't do well with other people's emotions, so I suggested a hike to clear everyone's heads. My fiance suggested that us siblings go so that my sister could talk freely if she needed to. I asked if he was sure, and he stated that he would just stay behind and check some emails while we were out. So the sibling, her sister and her husband are fighting. He storms off because he's sick of her crap. She's there crying, carrying on. Her fiance, the guy, says, "Why don't you all go for a hike? I'll stay here. If she needs to talk to someone, I'll just answer some emails and all that." Early on in the hike, my sister said that she just wanted to go home. I offered to walk her back, but she said she wanted to clear her mind. We continued our hike, and she went back to the cabin. After the hike, my brother and his wife wanted to explore, but I just wanted to shower, so I headed back to the cabin. Okay, so we have the guy saying, "I'll stay behind," and they go on the hike, and the sister says, "I want to go back to the cabin. I'm, not feeling good." My sister's car was still outside, even though it was a couple hours later in the day. I ignored it and went inside. I heard soft moans coming from upstairs, and then a familiar grunt. I went upstairs only to see my fiance and my sister together in the worst possible way. What a coincidence. Never saw that coming. Something broke inside of me. I took a picture of what I saw, quietly grabbed my things, and left my ring on the counter. I left, sent the picture of the family to the family group chat, and turned my phone off. Whoo! That picture, so she walks in, they don't even notice her there. She gets her iPhone out, snaps a shot with her sister straddling her guy. Sent off to everyone, including Grandma. The next day, I had 47 missed calls from my family and 75 plus texts from my fiance. What the hell is he going to say? I can explain. Apparently, her husband got the text as he was returning to the cabin and wasn't so kind to my fiance. He kicked his ass. He deserved that. Initially, I felt justified in my actions. I hate it, but I did it. However, I now know that even though what they did was terrible, what I did was wrong too. Sending that picture to the family chat was gross, and the innocent family members didn't deserve to get dragged into that. My engagement is over. I removed myself from the family group chat and haven't spoken to anyone about it since. These last few months have just felt so empty. I just want to move past this, but I don't know how. So, yeah, I can see her. I can't blame her. She's right to be pissed and betrayed and heartbroken. Her fiance fucking betraying. He's banging the sister. The sister betrayed her because she's hooking up with the fiance. All that. She at the very least could have sent it to her brother-in-law. And one has to wonder. All these. She said the sister and brother-in-law were having their 17th fight of the day. Sounds like the sister's a bit of a drama queen and a-hole here. And I love that he sent it to him. He went back and kicked her fiance's ass. He deserved it. End of story. So the fiance, he's a scumbag. Her sister, though, is an even bigger scumbag because this is her fiance. And I'm convinced here the sister saw a perfect opportunity because she's miserable in her relationship, so she certainly doesn't want her sister, But then the way the guy was like, I'll stay back in case she needs to talk, and I'll just work on some emails. And the sister goes back. It's a little suspicious, like something obvious has been going on prior, because they're supposed to be the first time they met. But anyhow, guys, like I said before, misery loves company. And sadly, so many times gals will sabotage the other girls that they know and their family and friends because they're miserable in their own relationships. And I feel bad for this girl, but this girl needs to reconnect with her family and all that, in spite of what happened. But anyhow, this is why I do this channel.